So, Tariq Nasheed attacks Wallo. Coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense Logic Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So, there's a gentleman by the name of Wallo. I had never heard of this dude before. Apparently, he's an ex-con, used to be in jail. But he was lecturing to a group of individuals. And he said something in that lecture that got pro-blacks in their feelings. Basically, he said that he doesn't support black, he supports competency.
Us? Oh, I'm black. No black people. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kill that shit. Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material of your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finessed off some black shit, but...
Now, what he means is that he doesn't support black businesses just because it's a black businesses. He'll support a business because it's competent. And many pro-blacks, they love that with their fists in the air, like to talk this concept of group economics, which means that, black people should practice economics with other black people. To that, I never had any real issue with that. But I've always said that before you can practice group economics, you have to practice economics. Right? You can't practice group economics if you're not practicing economics. But I agree 100%. You can't be just black. You have to be competent as a business. Now, the pro-blacks got all up in their feelings, and the reason why is because that statement he made basically attacks black victimhood. And many blacks have been brainwashed to be in black victimhood. And if you attack black victimhood, you're attacking them, and then they're going to come after you. They'll see that as an attack upon blacks to attack black victimhood. Now, Tariq Nasheed, attacked him as well because he's obviously, Mr. Race Hustler himself. And true to form with any leftists, they love to project on people, and they love to speculate, and they absolutely love theorizing about what people think. Now, this is common behavior with people who really truly never have any evidence of anything. They have to speculate and theorize when they don't have any real factual evidence and data to back up any point they're making. Now, first off, I would like to, ask the question, what's wrong with asking black people, telling black people to be competent? I don't understand. Why would you not want to be competent? If you focus on being competent, you don't have to focus on color. You don't have to focus on race, because you can just focus on being competent in what you do. Right now, Tariq Nasheed basically went right past the point that Wallo made. Right? He accused him of venting. In other words, claiming that he may have had bad experiences with black, that he's venting on all blacks because of those bad experiences. Well, maybe if he had these bad experiences with black, maybe he's advising. Maybe that's why he's telling blacks this, because of all these bad experiences that he had with black, possibly. Maybe he's wanting them to be better. So what's the problem with advising blacks to be better then? I mean, you think wouldn't that be pro-black in of itself? Telling black folks to be better and be competent? Then he talked about this perception of, that there's a perception out there of black businesses being inferior. Well, again, that's just his theorizing part. But, where there's smoke, there's fire. If people are often supposedly or have this perception in their mind that black businesses are going to be inferior, maybe it's because of the past track record. But once again, if you focus on being competent and people see you as being competent, they're not going to have that perception of you. And if black folks become synonymous with competency, then people are not going to have that perception in their mind. People don't just have perceptions for no reason. Again, stereotypes exist for a reason. That people don't have just stereotypes for nothing. Then he started talking about, how all restaurants get your order wrong. To that I agree, because nobody's perfect. He talks about how, the McDonald's will get your order wrong. They may not give you your fries or something like that, or you don't think they gave you enough fries. And I would agree with that. The problem is that what many people have said, and also what I've said and experienced, is that I never have any problem with these restaurants or McDonald's in a white neighborhood. The issue is always the problem with the McDonald's in the black neighborhoods, oftentimes manned by blacks. They say that black females are the worst to serve and give the worst service. Well, oftentimes those black females will be manning these restaurants in the hood. They don't have stuff. They don't have this. I very rarely ran into a situation where the ice cream machine wasn't working at a McDonald's in the white neighborhood or an average neighborhood. It's always in the hood where you have these issues with the fast food restaurants. Cleanliness, they're not stocked. They don't have this. The service is horrible. Attitudes of some of the employees are horrible. Again, this has nothing to do with fast food chain restaurants in general. It's usually the restaurants in areas in the black community, which proves, or the hood that is, which proves or talks about the mentality, or says something about the mentality of the people in those communities. Then he talked about this idea that black businesses are judged more critically, and to that again I ask, based off of what? People judge based off of merit, but once again, if people are automatically judging these businesses more harsher, could it be because they have a track record of dealing with a bad track record of dealing with these black businesses? But he assumes that the criticism toward blacks is hate. They always assume criticism toward blacks is hate, because once again, criticism is attacking black victimhood, and he's going to play upon that to all the black victims out there who supports his lifestyle, his extravagant lifestyle. Anyway, y'all, in closing though, Wallo is right. And I've said the exact same thing about supporting competency over black. I'm not going to support a black-owned business just because they're black. I'm going to support a business because they're competent. I don't care what the skin shade is. If I can get a good meal from a Mexican restaurant, then I'll support and patronize that Mexican restaurant. Because I'm worried about having a good meal, not worried about supporting black. Now, if it's a black-owned business, will I support it? Absolutely. I'm all, hey, support the black business. But once again, you have to be competent. You can't just be the black. Okay, what's the problem with being competent? Just be competent and you don't have to be black. End of story. Anyway, like I said, y'all, that's my 2 cents on is just be competent, black people. And I don't see nothing wrong with telling blacks to be competent. And as always, until next time.